Hello, this is Gina Brandstetter with Stampin' Heaven. Welcome to my Craft with Heart card making subscription series. This is episode number 3. In this series, you will join me as I create the cards from my Craft with Heart subscription box. You can get this subscription from my website and sign up for every 4 months, or sign up for a full year and get a new box every 4 months. Let's take a look at everything that comes in this box. The only thing you need to add is the adhesive. So in this box, you will get a little block of black ink and a block. You will also get these pretty envelopes. There are 24. There are 3 different colors, pre-printed card bases, shaker heart, foam, and acetate windows. There are 6 shaker cards in this kit. Also, some flower confetti for your shaker cards and a stamp set. Each box will come with a brand new stamp set with different sentiments, and there are a variety of sentiments. You also have die cuts that are very clearly marked which cards they go with, and your instruction sheet. Today, we are going to create the card number 3 from this kit. And these are the card bases. I will pull those out and set those aside. I have already punched out the die cuts that we need for this card, some little flowers, and let's put this one aside. I will create the second card. The first card that I'm creating, I'm going to create it exactly like the instructions show. It is very easy to do. So the first thing I will do is stamp the sentiment on here, and I will take that off the carrier sheet and add it to the block. You also get this little piece of foam that comes with the stamp set, and you want to use that when you stamp. Also, the very first time you use your stamp, you want to season it, and I use my arm to season it. What that does is it's getting any residue that's left on there from the manufacturing process off of this image. It will help to give a good, clear, and crisp image the first time that you stamp. So I'm going to ink up my block and make sure I have no extra ink on my block. I'm wiping that off with a stamp chamois. And now I will stamp the image. And I like to press that down and then give it a good pressure with my hand to give a good crisp image. Now, all I have to do to clean the stamp is just wipe it off with my stamp chamois and add it back to my carrier sheet. I am going to pull out one of these heart shaker foams. This was used for another card that I made. I used that outer ring from the heart to create the shaker card, but I've got extra pieces of foam here to use in the center, and these are great for just adding dimension to the elements for your card. So I will be using the foam pieces on the back of this larger die cut here to pop that up. I love how we don't waste anything at close to my heart. Look at the detail on this card. It has these little stitching and some ink splatters, and these are pre-printed, so it's just wonderful. Now, there we go. That was card number 1. See how easy that was to create that? Let's create card number 2 now. And if you have been following me, you know how I like to change it up a little bit. So when I create one as the instructions show, this one was vertical, I'm going to change this one. I'm going to make this one horizontal. I like to look through my stash for things that I think I can use for my cards, and so I've kind of gone through here and I've pulled out some Bluebell shimmer trim. These are some Bluebell pearls. Bluebell is the color of the year, so you will see this throughout the card kit. Now these are sugar plum glitter gems. This was a previous color of the year, and I've still got these in my stash, so I really think I'm going to use those because they look so pretty with these flowers. I also have some bitty sparkles, And I found this little envelope thin cut, which it is still available to order. I cut a couple of extra little envelopes, not sure which one I'm going to use. I think I'll go with the Bluebell cardstock. See how the cardstock is light on one side and dark on the other side? That makes a fun little envelope there. So I'm going to set that aside. Before I add everything, I do need to stamp my sentiment onto the card. I'm going to make this one different. The other one was prayers. This one, I believe I will use birthday wishes, and it's just a small little font. My elements are pretty big, so I think using a smaller little sentiment on the card will be a good idea. So before I actually stamp that on, I'm going to place the things on my card just to kind of get an idea where I need to leave space for stamping. So if I do it like that, I will need to stamp this in the bottom corner. And I like to take the stamp sometimes and just go ahead and place them onto the card just like if I was stamping them. So it helps to line it up a little bit. And I will use my block to pick that up. These are brand new, so I am seasoning the stamps. Pull my foam over and let's get this stamped on. Make sure there is no ink on the block. And I will just press it down and voila. Looks great. So now I'm going to clean those stamps and add those back to the carrier sheet. There also is a little heart stamp image on this stamp set, and I think I will use that. So I'm going to set that one over to the side because I want to be sure and remember that I have it. And I'm going to try to remember, let's see how I had these. Place these on here one more time before I actually adhere them so I know how I want it to go. I just love the Close to My Heart Craft with Heart card making subscription. It gives me plenty of cards that I need, and by the time the new box comes, I am so ready for new cards. And it's so fun to create and can do it without making a big mess. You can actually take the box with you if you're traveling, do it in the car. It is that easy to do and comes together so quickly. The most fun I have, I think, is just changing the card up a little bit. I know if you are like me and you have a lot of embellishments on hand, and sometimes we forget the ones that we have. And I go through and look and see what I can use, and it's a way to use up the stash. Now I've got my die cuts on. I'm going to stamp my hearts on here like they are just flying out of the envelope. So let's stamp a few of those on. I might add just a couple more. My envelope is just overflowing with birthday wishes. Now I will use the Sugar Plum glitter gems and add a few of those around. And maybe use the bigger one. This set actually has some small ones and some large ones, a couple of sizes. So I will put those on. And my bitty sparkles. Need to use those bitty sparkles too. So I will use those for the center of the card. And there we go. That is the second card. See how quick and easy that was. So one more time, this is the first card that I created just exactly like the instructions. And then the second card, which I changed up and blinged up a little bit. So thank you for joining me for this episode of Craft with Heart.